Good afternoon, everyone. We are back here on Workplace Wellness Week with the next fitness class from me. I am doing midday core. It's about 15 minutes of core work. You can do it anywhere because you only need a mat. Yes, you probably want to wear your more comfy clothes to work on a day like today if you had planned to do core, but do your best if you are not necessarily dressed appropriately. Maybe close your door if you're in an office. And if you have a mat, that is preferable, but if you don't, so modify wherever you need to. Hopefully you're not on a hardwood floor without a mat. That is probably the place that I would try to shift to something a little bit softer. So what we're going to do, I teach a class called Core Fusion. So this is just going to break down more abdominal kind of core. There's a little bit of glute work and back work. I know you've been sitting maybe at a desk all day, so things to open up your posture a little bit. And we're just going to focus on a little stability, a little bit of movement, a little bit of core, like front body core, and then back body core. So let's bring ourselves to the edge if you have a mat or just where you have enough floor space in front of you. And I'm just going to have us go through some inchworms. Those are my standard for either a warm up, but also into core, just kind of getting yourself moving. So I'm going to have you reach all the way up. You're going to exhale and fold all the way down and walk yourself out. Find your way to your inchworm. And then you're going to walk your hands back. Roll yourself up. Bring your arms up to the ceiling and hinge forward into a good morning. We're going to do that again. Fold all the way down. Walk yourself out into inchworm. Inchworm your way back. Roll yourself up. A little close to my little screen here. Good morning forward. Actually, we should just say good afternoon since it's afternoon now. And push back. Roll yourself up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Hinge forward. Reach up and roll down. Walk it out. Right to plank. Nice strong plank. Way to wake up your core. Roll your arms up. Hinge forward. Reach up. And walk it down 1 more time. Out to plank. Walk it back. Find your way all the way back up. Arms reach up to the ceiling. Keep your back flat. Hinge forward. And then just come all the way back out. Find your way into plank and lock it in. And you're just going to march your legs in. Knees tucked underneath your hips. Moving the legs, thinking marching, nice and high knees. If you were standing up, your knees would be about hip height. You can even bring them in a little bit more. Brace your core, last few seconds. And you should be starting to feel your body getting a little bit warmer, which is important anytime you're going to start to work out. Find your way to plank. We're going to push ourselves into down dog. And then inhale forward, back into plank. Exhale back into down dog. Inhale forward into plank. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Try to tip your hips up towards the ceiling, getting a good stretch through your shoulders. We're doing this a few more times. Push back. Should feel good right now just to get yourself moving. Middle of the day, last one. And then I want you to bring yourself forward and we're going to come to all fours. I'm going to turn towards you so you can get a better look. You're going to take your right arm forward and your left leg back. I'm going to move forward a little bit. Reach forward. And we're just going to pull the knee in, reach up and return. Then the other side. Left arm, right leg. Elbow and knee underneath the body, reach forward and back down, switch. Try to find stability right through your core, feel the balance. Pull the elbow and knee in, reach back out and release down. Turn to the side so you can see, reach forward, elbow and knee under the body, reach forward and release. Other side, reach. Try to hold for a second. Challenge your core a little bit. Elbow in, reach, and back down. We're going to do 2 more to each side. Reach, elbow and knee underneath the body. Abs drawn in, reach forward, release. Left side, reach forward, elbow, knee under, brace and reach, and return. 1 more time to each side. Reach, elbow, knee under, reach, and back down. Left side. Last time, under and reach, and back to all fours. Find your way up to plank, and I just want you to hold. Now what I want you to do is just focus on your breath. Inhale the breath, draw your belly in, exhale, release. Let's do that a few more times. Deep breath in, pull the belly button in, and exhale. Do that 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Now open up to side plank. I'm going to give a modification here, and that exists in your plank too, to bring your knees down to the floor. And then you're going to come back to your plank and either knees or toes, and then open up to the other side. Back to plank, and then open up side plank. Back to plank. Remember option to drop a little bit of that intensity out by dropping the bottom leg. Back to plank, open. Let's do 1 more time to each side. Back to plank and open. Back to plank 1 more time to the front and open. Bring yourself back to plank and bring it into a spider. And I'm going to have you bring the toes down, and I just want you to hold on to it. And back. Bring it forward. I'm going to show a knee option. If you're on the knee, you're going to bring it in, and you don't need to put the toes down. Back. 2 more times to each side. Bring it in, hold, and back. Bring it in, hold, and back. 1 more time to each. And back. And last side. And then just as a little recovery, sit back in child's pose. Okay, let's roll over onto our back. Now what I would consider more of the traditional abdominal work, we're going to focus on the front of your body. We're going to bring our arms right beside our hips. Anchor your shoulders. I want you to anchor your back. And I want you to think about pulling your belly button down and lifting your legs by using that pull down towards the floor. And that should automatically tend to lift your glutes off the floor. Again, curling your hips towards your ribs. Keeping your legs bent. And trying to engage your abdominals. It might not always be an easy thing to do. So focusing actually on your breath might help you engage your core just a little bit more. So inhale as you bring your legs in. Exhale as you extend your legs out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Take your time. That's another good tip. If you're not feeling your abdominals, slow it down. Another option, instead of slowing down, would be to do a little regression. So you'd go to one leg and pull it in. Try to use your abdominals to do it. So always know those options are there for you to regress. I always like the quote, regress to progress. Inhale, pull in. We're going to do 2 more, and then we're moving on to our next exercise. Anchor down, brace, pull in. Last one. And I want you to bring your legs all the way up towards your ceiling. Point your toes, fingertips right at your temples, and you're going to reach across to the opposite leg. Again, curling now your ribs towards your hips as you reach up towards the outside of the opposite foot. And also as you reach up, I also want you to counter that reach forward with a press of your low back down towards the floor. Reach up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lower back. We're only doing one set of each. We only have 15 or so minutes together. So the beauty of this is if you want more, you can always replay the video. About 5 minutes after we're done, I'll have it up on Facebook. Last few to each side. Midday core, quick little hit. Kind of like Dave's pie, except a little bit more longer. Last time to each side. We're going to go into our favorite oblique exercise, at least mine, a bicycle. Slow yourself down though, okay? And here's a tip. If it's too much to extend your leg close to the floor, extend up towards the ceiling so you can stay anchored. And you should start to feel the sides of your abdominals, your obliques, start to engage. Just hold the rhythm. Breathe in. Hold on to it. Last few seconds. I'll talk about time under tension in just a moment. Last two to each side. And then we're going to bring our legs and extend it out in front of us. We're going to go into a roll up. Now this, I want you to think about sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to show also an option to not do a full sit up. We'll start with the full option. Roll yourself up. And when you're sitting up, I want you to think about sitting up as tall as you can. Reach up to your ceiling, then release the arms just halfway, and then roll gently down to the floor. Bend your knees if you need just a little bit of help with control. Now I'm going to show another option. Is if you're here, reach, and then you're just going to roll back just slightly to engage, then reach up. So you're just limiting the range of motion. Okay, so that's an option to choose if the full method is just not appropriate for you. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, and roll all the way back on the inhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale down. Find that good posture every time at the top. Slowing down, so you try to use your abdominals, and again, choosing the slight regression to just stay up here and just work a shorter range. Last couple. And then last exercise for our sequence on our backs. Well, we do have bridges. Those are on our backs, but it's working the back of your body. Okay, now we're going to work into an extension. This is also a place where you may need to shorten your legs and not extend them all the way out. We're going to extend out, circle the arms, hug in. Inhale, exhale. Option would just be to extend the arms and circle around and just leave the legs over your hips to shorten the intensity and decrease the intensity. Inhale, extend out, exhale, circle around. I want you to find your edge a little bit. Circle in, inhale, exhale. Anchor the back down, angle the legs upward so you can stay strong through the movement. Last few, inhale, exhale, circle, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Hug the knees in. Okay, the back of the body, probably the most important for anyone working at a computer, is to focus some attention on the posture and the back of your bodies that oftentimes are a weaker place. So I want you to focus on just your bridge at the moment. Find your place in a bridge, press yourself up to the top. Try not to just arch the back. You're just trying to come to a neutral spine. And I want you to just drop down and press. Keep your abs drawn in. Try to feel it in your glutes. No twinging in your low back. So this is just a great way to wake up the glutes, especially if you've been sitting down at your desk for about 4 hours. Hopefully you've used maybe a little bit of that pie in the morning, just brief little tidbits of exercise and movement. Right now, you should start to feel your glutes start to talk to you. And especially if you might have trained with me earlier, you might be feeling your glutes because we worked them this morning. Okay, I want you to find your way up to the top and take your right leg and lift it up towards your ceiling. You're going to do a pulse. Now is where the glute's going to aggravate. And which one? It's going to be the one that the leg is down on the ground. The one that's up, that's really just a way to antagonize your other side of the body. Hold on to the pulse. Try to drive from your hamstrings and glutes. We're not going to be here forever, so no fear. Point the toes up to the ceiling last few seconds. And then guess what? We have two sides of the body, and we're going to switch. Left leg up or other leg up, depending on which one you started with. Press it up, pulsing at the top. You're just trying to wake it up, just like the other side. Pulse, pulse, push. Also helpful to push the heel that's on the ground into the floor to drive a little bit more intensity. Okay, now we're just going to get a little bit vigorous, but not too bad, okay? But maybe a place so you can get your heart rate up. Alternate, up, up. I'm going to count you down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll yourself over. Okay, now posture. Always a good place to finish so that when you go back to your desk, you feel like you're sitting up taller. So take your arms, reach them forward, face the floor, and you're going to start with right arm, left leg, lower down, then left arm, right leg, lift up. And then I want you to try both arms and both legs. Let's do that again. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, both arms and legs. If both arms and legs is just a little bit too much, maybe just try the arm, maybe just try the leg, and you can just alternate those different limbs lifting. And again, we're not lifting very high, maybe 1 or 2 inches off the floor. You're thinking more about engaging your core. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Taking your time. Brace core. Let's go one more round through. Right arm, left leg. Right arm, left leg. Both arms and legs, or single it out on both. Lower down, and let's rest our forehead. Just brace your core and kick little flutter kicks. You should feel the work go right into your glutes, but not so high that it goes into your low back. Draw your belly button to the spine. Just try to keep neutral spine. And let's kick it out for about 30 seconds. "15 seconds. Feel those little intensity moments in the glutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll over your legs down. The legs are going to rest on the floor. Our arms are out to the side. I just want to work our back extension. So what I don't want you to think about is lifting as much as pulling the arms and shoulder blades in towards your spine and release. I think upper back. And we're just going to fly our way to the finish line. Eye gaze to the floor. Try not to look forward. You can turn to the side if you need to glance at your computer screen. Last few. And then let's follow our way to the finish line. Bring it up in your extension and pulse with me. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then drop your left hand down to the floor and open your right arm towards the ceiling. Back to center. Let's do that again. Pulse in the center. 2, 3, 4. Now right hand drops down. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. We're going to do it one more time to each. Pulse it up. 1, 2. Reach those arms out strong. Left hand down, right arm reaches up towards your ceiling. Pulse it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right hand down. Left arm up towards the ceiling. Back to center. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, and we're just going to press the ground away. Keep a little soft elbow bend. Relax the hip. This is a great stretch. You can do this periodically through the day. And I'm going to have you curl your toes. And I'm going to have you press into a down dog. Just like we started. I'm going to have you inchworm your way back towards your feet. And find your way into a fold. Try to release any tension. Get your breath. And then roll yourself all the way up. A nice quick little core sequence. Reach all the way up to the ceiling. A nice side bend. Think of yourself always kind of this way. So it's good throughout the day to pull in the opposite direction. Just like a nice back bend would also be a nice stretch.
Okay, I'll call you in 3 minutes.
And bring yourself into a nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale one more time. Deep breath in and exhale. That is midday core. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to be posting this. If you're doing this later, please let me know you've done the class. I appreciate it. Friday, I'll be back here with more of a yoga sequence for about 15, 20 minutes at noon as well. So if you're coming to that, bring your mat to work. It's really important because you'll be barefoot. I'm going to suggest you're barefoot just so your feet don't slip out from underneath you. So thank you all for joining. I'm going to stop the recording. You're welcome.